Welcome back to Who Knows Best, guys. I am Cassie Bollinger.
I am Jacqui Duran.
Lisa WaxyCat.
And today we're going to dive into, it's January, so we're going to dive into Bring Back My Bar and Scentsy Club. I mean, with Bring Back My Bar leaving, Scentsy Club is something that you need to discuss with your customers and making sure that they know that any of those 25 cents that came through, that they can snag them and keep them forever and ever. So as we talk about this, so is there favorites that you've seen either with your customers or yours of the Bring Back My Bar?
All right, I'm just going to start it off because I'm sure WaxyCats has a whole damn list, but I'm just going to say Thunderstorm, Lucky in Love, and Posy Peach. Those are the three that I was like, I must have these. Those are in.
Pumpkin tiramisu.
Of
the
course.
berry tart.
Of course.
I'm gonna warm these all up in SFR hotel room.
This is ridiculous. Whatever.
No, Thunderstorm is on mine too.
Shut up. Is it really?
I do. And now my mom has no longer been looking for a replacement child because it's back, and I put 12 of them in a club for her. So now but those are and what other all of them were actually good. Like I didn't dislike.
I was gonna say this round was not bad at all compared to previous rounds.
No, not at all. I don't particularly love Posy Peach, but it doesn't smell like cat pee, which peach for some reason with my nose has that cat pee vibe. It does not have that. So that one wasn't too bad. What are your favorite ones, Cass?
Orange Dreamsicle. It just takes me back. I mean, of course, banana nut bread, but I've had that in my catalog. I've had that in my Scentsy Club since I don't know, gosh, 4 years ago. When it came back after I started, it was the first time it had come in, and I've had it in there ever since. So, I mean, that one's like my top favorite. I love it. But then Orange Dreamsicle, that's it. So I did not get all of the samples. I did not sample all of them out. And honestly, with school, my customers knew about it. I mean, at least posted if they're following me. Other than that, so this week is kind of a catch-up week for me. I'm trying to get back into posting because I've taken the time off. I've had so much stuff going on. But it's definitely one that's going to be going on in the email that will be going out tomorrow about the scents, putting them into Scentsy Club, giving them the information, because Scentsy Club with this is going to be something that I can utilize for this month and next month. So
yeah, definitely.
Because with the Bring Back My Bars, they put them in their club, and one of the perks is you get them forever and ever, amen, until you remove them out or you skip them. You can't skip more than once. After the second time, then you lose it. So that's something on as a perk. Jacqui, are you okay?
They've got like well, you probably can't see it in the video, but there's like spotlights going above our house. Madison's like, what are the lights for? I don't know what the lights are for, but
are they calling for Batman?
Maybe it's Batman. Let's go, Madison. Let's hop in the Batmobile. Let's go.
Is it SWAT? I mean,
it's not. I don't live in that kind of a neighborhood. Okay.
All right, so Bring Back My Bar, Scentsy Club. Scentsy Club is just kind of is something that you can utilize for your customers, because it's almost that one step towards of getting them to join, because they do have an option to share out their link and get extra perks. It's kind of like a test run. They get the products that they want, they get points accumulated. That's kind of like the fun part, is that as a customer, you get points for everything you purchase, and then you can apply that either to your next club order or to an order on your website.
Because we don't get those as consultants.
No, we don't get
rewards. No.
Yeah, we don't get the extra rewards. And the new feature on the website, with when they come across something that can be put in the Scentsy Club, there's an option now of saying, now they have to be logged in. So they have to have their account logged into their account. But it says, you want to add this to your club. Is it a one-time purchase, or do you want to continue getting it? So I do love that Scentsy is helping us on getting customers to understand Scentsy Club, on what can be added, because even as many times as we tell them about the wax bars, always, always get the bar, they'll port for it every month, but then they automatically assume pods, or they automatically assume the other items will always be there as well. And it doesn't matter how many times. It's just something that they hear what they want to hear. And that's the fun part about Club, is that, at least now they're getting an option of they can add it. And they're
asking them to add it is
yes.
helpful too. Yes. Like, because we don't always know what they're looking at, or
what they put in their we can't see their cart unless they share it with us.
Yeah, unless they share it, we don't know what they're looking at. And if they don't have the money to make the purchase right then, but so say somebody wants like 15 banana nut bread, right? But they don't have the money right now. They can go in and create a club and uncheck that ship now and have it shipped next month. Like, so they can create their club and not have to pay for it right now. So like, they don't have to miss out on those bars.
Right.
Just because they can't purchase it right now. They can just create it, don't ship now. You can even go right in after you create it and skip the first coming up club too. So like, they can make a club and not have the money for it for 3 months if they want. Like, they can still get it in their club so that they can have it when they can afford to buy it.
See, and I think that this is just a way for Scentsy to make it easier for us as consultants, because as much as we try, and we can talk until we're blue in the face to our customers about the rewards, or why Club is great, and what, why we personally, because all three of us personally have our own Scentsy clubs, right? There's scents that we always want to get. We don't get all the rewards because we don't get the referral points, but
we get commission.
Oh, we get commission.
Yeah, we get commission.
We get paid.
Commission, and we're getting, we love the scents, right? So we're getting them because we love those scents. And so it really is a big help to us, because then it really pares down. Okay, now we know that the website is doing all of those things. All we need to do as consultants is, when we're doing our follow-ups, which we should be doing, right? Because follow-ups are key.
Yep, Scentsy Connect is awesome.
Really pushing the fact of, hey, like Lisa said, right? Like, you don't have to get all of these bars right now. You can push these out if you want to. I'm just helping you out. I see that you like this. I want to make sure that you're getting what you want. And I think that's a huge help to us as consultants.
Well, and I think it's also a help whenever you have people you don't know. Like, if someone happens to come across your website and they're looking at it, they don't need to have a consultant to figure these things out. It's basically walking them through step by step, which helps whenever you don't know. I mean, you don't know who's on your website until they place an order, and then you reach out to them, but at least it kind of helping them. Because that's one of the worst things, is me having to call and be like, when they didn't have the bundles, it's like, I know you got like 30 bars and I'm so sorry you didn't get to save any money on that. But, and now but now it's like, they'll get prompted they automatically get the discount. They automatically get an option to add them into a club. So if they're like, ooh, I do want to continue getting this one and this one, but maybe not all of them. And so they can prompt them into moving them into a club, which, again, is very helpful whenever you've never met this customer or talked to them because they're brand new to your website, because they searched by their zip code and didn't realize there's consultant close. So,
and it's helpful once they have a club, like, because if you go in on Workstation and you go to your orders tab, there's that tab for Scentsy Club. You can view what's in all of your customers' clubs. So then when fragrances come out that are in that wheelhouse, like if you go and look through all your customers' clubs, you kind of know what to recommend them for the new fragrances coming out, or go look in your customers' clubs and recommend certain bring back my bars for them based on what kind of fragrances they have in their club.
Right.
So you can utilize that too for follow-up reasons as well.
And then also with
great point.
Yeah. And also with the transitioning. So next month is the month of February. We have transition month. So what this means is that as Scentsy consultants, we are prepping and getting ready to move into spring and summer, which is one of my favorite seasons, because I love the fruit. I know Jacqui's not a fruit person, but I love the fruit.
Citrus, I'm all in for citrus and fresh.
And I'm all into the fruity and bakery, because I love the lighters. I almost like the lighter scents, because they're not as spiced, they're not as heavy, but they're still strong. So there's a difference between the light and strong. I mean, it can still be a lighter scent and still be strong that you last for a couple days. But then we also get to prep for our new catalog season coming up. So we get all the business transition stuff. And Scentsy makes it easier because they have some of the kits already put together. So you don't have to pick and be like, oh, I kind of want to try this, kind of try this. It's like, which line do you want to try? Here's the new scents. And then you also have the options to get the testers and everything else.
Agreed.
I do the business transition, and then I get an extra thing of stickers. This year I will probably not get the extra stickers. I did not do a lot of stickers this last time. I did not do my mail outs.
Really?
I have not done mail outs in the last 6 months.
Okay.
I like
See,
it all.
I personally, and I don't know about Waxy, but I personally have been trying to cut down on my mailing out costs.
I
Yes.
don't mail anything. I told you guys how I do it. I don't mail nothing. These right
Yeah.
now that I'm doing are going to my work to sit in the lobby and going to places that I have like the wax and warmer set up on display, and they're going in customer drop off orders. Like I don't mail anything out.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that a lot of
thank you gift.
kind of what we talked about last time is that, you know, I no longer have a VIP group. I do everything online. And I had to, it's more or less for my time saving, but also with the mail outs, I was not getting anything back from it. So it was an expense I had to cut, because if I'm spending $80 a month to mail out packages and envelopes, and I'm not getting enough orders for, basically it's not paying for the orders, then at that point, that's when I need to take a step back. But
Well,
I
think a piece of that too is not just, you know, I'm not making that money because of that. It is really looking at the logistics of, okay, I mailed out 35 envelopes of samples, right? And I got one order.
Right.
Now, maybe you got the rest of your orders from like Waxy, right? Like she's putting it out in different businesses and she's handing it out, whatever. And so maybe your compensation looks better. But at the same time, if you're really looking at the logistics of what sales did I get from the mail outs versus what sales did I get from handing it out, passing it out, putting it in a business, that's a big difference that I think a lot of consultants don't necessarily look at, because they're just looking at that big picture.
Right.
And I don't do mails for advertisement purposes. My mail out or whatever, my thank you gift is literally just a thank you. It's not a come order again or do this or that. It is literally just thanking them for their support. You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't send flyers and stuff in that because it's just simply a thank you gift. And of course, the customers that I drop off their orders, yeah, they get all that kind of stuff. But yeah, the mailing out, they would be expensive. It would be expensive to mail all that every single time. And if you're going to spend that money, then yeah, you want a return on it. Obviously, it's a business. But
well, and I've been working on utilizing what Scentsy has available, and I've been using the mail, like the emails, and I can go through and I basically do all my customers, anybody who's ordered basically within the last 4 years, because I still occasionally will get one or two that haven't ordered in over a year. And so I don't want to, I mean, email's free. I don't have to pay for it. I can send it out to every single one of my customers if I have an email address, and they can opt out of it. And so that way I'm not sending it to people who don't want to see it. I'm sending it to people who do want to receive it. And that way I don't have to worry about wasting my stamp or wasting product because I used to send out a lot of stuff, and I had to stop and look at my, like, how much I'm spending versus how much is coming home. And I know with everything else, and I know a lot of consultants are feeling this with the groceries and everything going up, with the cost. I mean, I don't even leave my house. So I'm now like full-time student at home because all my classes are online. At the same time, as I still got to keep my expenses down because I'm on basically a fixed budget with the school budget. And then, you know, my husband he has his job, so he goes to. So it's just all about looking at what you can afford. And I didn't do that in the beginning. I was spending a lot of my money on the advertisings and mailing stuff out. And I mean, it helped. Don't get me wrong. I would get orders, but it wasn't enough when I stopped and looked at it to pay for itself.
I
And
was too. I was in the same boat because, and here's the reason why, is because I played the comparison game and I compared myself to other consultants that I would see on social media and YouTube and Instagram and all the things doing these huge, beautiful mail outs and samples and everything. And I was like, well, that's obviously, if I want a successful business, that's what I have to
yeah,
do. And so I thought that's what I needed to do. And so I was spending all of that money. And exactly, it was not giving me that return on investment in the end.
And
right.
time. Like people don't factor in their time too. It's
Yeah.
not just the cost of the supplies. It's how much time did you have to spend to do all of that also.
And it takes a lot of time, and especially for a lot of us that are busy. I spend maybe 20 minutes constructing an email, throwing in some images through the workstation. I can email them all out to every customer. I could even do groups if I did, if there's certain things that's being released, then I could just send it to them. If there's a sale, I try to make sure I send it out during the sale. So, and I do the Scentsy Connect, so they are getting a personal thank you from me every time. When they do place an order, or if their club order processes. And then I do the follow-ups. Like I've been utilizing that Scentsy Connect more than anything else because it has been so helpful to remind me. Because now you guys have seen my spreadsheets. And I still have them, but I had spreadsheets. So every single month I'd go through and I have a list of all these people I needed to send thank yous to.
I had my Trello boards. Like I would
Yes,
spend hours on Trello
we spent
creating
so much
boards of
time.
follow-ups. And I was like, what am I doing?
And
What am I doing?
and it's so hard when people say, "Can't what you do for one, can you do for many?" And we think, yeah, of course, because I have 50. If I could take care of 100, I could take care of 300. No, you can't. No, you can't. Unless you're doing this like full time and you have nothing else to do. There's no way you can keep up with 500 people.
Don't forget, you can offer samples and whatnot to customers as needed. Like you could even make a post and say, hey, who wants samples? But it cuts down on sending it to the people who didn't care to have the mail, or
Right.
it doesn't matter to, or who doesn't check their mail like me, or like it just cuts down on all the excess that's not needed. If somebody wants a sample from me or wants some, some flyer printed brochures or whatever, of course I'm going to send them, but I'm not just going to send them to people who might not even want them,
Well, and I've also been working on trying to be more local. I do have a lot of customers, and the ones who order online, I take care of them as much as I can. But my focus has been trying to get back to more local in this area, so that way I can do my bulk, and that way they can come.
That's how you built your business, right? Was on local business.
Yes,
right?
I did a lot of local, and my business did take a drop when I stopped doing my personal delivery. But that was during COVID, so the only way for me to get out of the house and to be sane was to deliver. But then I started realizing I was spending 4 hours driving around town, and then it was 6 hours, and I was like, I had to, when I realized I was stopping in neighborhoods because I had to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, I am like 45 minutes from home. So I'm like, and my husband doesn't even know where I'm at because of course I'm like, hey, I'm going to go do deliveries. He's like, cool. And then it's like, where are you at? And I'm like, I'm doing deliveries. He's like, but you
8
left.
hours later.
Yeah, but he's still sitting there. And he's like, I thought you were just going down this street. And I was like, no, I had to hit. And then I started separating him. Like this north side of town was over here. I would do all of them. And then I'd do the south side of town. And then I'd do the east side of town. And then it was like 4 days of deliveries. And I'm like, so I did take a hit, but I was so worried as a new consultant to tell them at the time it was $8 up to $80 and then 10% after that, to tell them that it was $8. And now I don't even blink an eye. I'm like, it's $10 to have it shipped to your house, or you have to drive to my house. You pick if it's $10 saves you the trip, or if $10 is something you want to save and use it in gas. Totally up to you. I can do it either way. You let me know what works for you. And it's in the story. Like I don't give it I know, but it's $10. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't apologize. It's $10. Like
That's
I can't change it.
Point.
I can't change it. I can't modify it. So I shouldn't apologize for it. It's $10 to ship no matter what.
$10 to have my nails shipped, and they're a little package. Like everybody shipping, our packages are like heavy. Like some of the stuff that comes in is heavy. Like,
well, and I tell them, if you want free shipping, we could do a bulk order of $350 and we could have it shipped to your house. So if you want to get a couple of people that, especially if you're getting some larger items, I throw it in there just like, but I use it as like, it's just a thing. Like, it's not a big deal. It's just a normal thing.
Is that big of a deal to you, then let's figure out a way for you to not pay it.
Right. Because I tell them, I said, if you get $1,000 worth of stuff, it's still only $10. Like, I have to relate it to, like, it doesn't matter how big your order is. They're only charging you $10. If you have 10 packages delivered, it's $10. So I was like, we just need to get you a bigger order. So that way you feel $10 is like, more than enough. $200, $10, $300 worth of stuff, $10. $350 free. I mean, you tell me which better deal.
Yeah.
And let me add something to the Happy Mail thing that has been also working for me that I decided quite a while ago. Most of the time, if you have a personal shopping link with me, I don't send the thank you gifts or any of those kind of things in between, because that's what I would have been sending you. So instead of me choosing for you and choosing when I send it and what I send and all of that, I'm giving that to you so that you can choose and buy whatever you want. And then sometimes when they go to close that out, I'll either use the perpetual or I'll throw in an extra item like a counter clean or something at that point when it's already shipping to them when they close their rewards. So
I do the same exact thing. I love that. Yes.
If people don't already do that, you're essentially giving them what you were sending them, right? But you're letting them choose everything now.
Yeah.
So you don't need to like triple up on mailers.
Yeah, they're stacking their personal rewards. For me, I call it a personal reward. Any mail out, Happy Mail, whatever, that's a personal reward. That is a Jacqui reward. That is not a Scentsy thing. That's not a I have to do it to run my business thing. That's a I choose to do that. And so if I can cut down on my Jacqui rewards, then I will. And I agree. I have done the same thing because for the majority of my parties, they are personal shopping links. And you are exactly right. Those are the people that normally I would be sending like a Happy Mail package to every single month. When in fact, in reality, they're stacking their own rewards so they can get to that half price and the host rewards kick in and all of the things start to happen.
They're getting so much more because before I was using those rewards and splitting them up. Now, like, these are all yours, girl. You have $75 free and 3 half offs. Like, it's better for them and it's cheaper for us. Like, it works out better on both ends. Like, the customer doesn't get shorted at all. They're actually getting, like, I don't know. I mean, even if you sent, say, 4 orders or whatever, and I sent a free bar every order, 4 bars compared to $35 free that they get to choose plus the half offs, or $75 depending on what they spend.
Well, and it helps you cut down also when they're placing an order and they're going to be closing it out to add it in there. And if you feel like, I'm adding stuff in there. If you feel like you're sending something that you want to pay the $10, then that's up to you. Because if they've already spent X amount and they're now ready to close out and get the rewards, they've already spent the $10 on all the other ones. And I can see doing that. But I got stuck into that trap of wanting to please my customers because I didn't want to make them mad. And I think that's something as new consultants that you get stuck in because we are wanting to be the best consultant ever. And of course I'm going to pay for your shipping. Of course I'm going to do this. Of course, you want free bars of wax? Okay, cool. I'm just going to give them to you. And as you get more seasoned, I would say, I'm not going to say older, but as you get more seasoned through Scentsy, you realize that there are other things that you can do to help them. If they are constantly ordering, it's putting in those reward links or those shopping links and getting them the rewards. And then you can throw in that perpetual bonus
club and all of those things.
And moving and showing them how to save money. In the end, that's going to be you're going to be a better consultant for if you're teaching them how to save the money, how to earn the rewards, how to get the perks, all the ins and outs, and sharing it with them. There's no reason to gatekeep anything about our business.
No.
And with my customers, I tell them, especially new customers, ask me anything. If you want to know how to save money on something, or if you're looking at something and you're just not quite sure you can afford it, let me know because I can give you some ideas of how to get it either cheaper, free, or at least discounted, because there's so many ways. And I will tell you that I have used so many different other parties for other hosts because they've hosted and they've done so many things for me, and they always have a rewards link going all the time. And sometimes it's just not going to make it. And they're just like, I just don't have anything else to order. I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to use your link. I'm going to reverse it back to me. I have another one that has rewards and you've done an excellent job. So I will give them my rewards because I don't need any more stuff at all. Like,
right. Like,
you know, I'm
like,
like
do I
all
really
about
need any more Scentsy right now? No,
exactly. And especially for someone who I know who's trying. And it's hard to get people that don't use our products to use them as a first timer because they're like, but I don't know. I don't know. Is it going to work? You know, and I have to remind everybody, you know, we have our lifetime guarantee on majority of our products. Other ones are the limited, but we stand behind our products. And that's what I love. I mean, I have saved, I can't tell you how many customers because they called and it was a warmer they didn't even buy for me. They had way back in the beginning and they're like,
Yep.
it just stopped working. And I was like, well, did it get dropped or knocked? And they're like, no, like I put the light bulb in, she goes, that last 3 set of light bulbs, I used every single one of them and none of them worked. And I'm like, change the plug, basic troubleshooting. And then we realized that the warmer had just seen its time.
Yep.
This was one of the this was a very old school. It wasn't the plain Jane, but it was another one that was it the Star? I think it was the Star. The Star one.
Oh, I remember that one.
And so that was back, you know,
gosh,
over 10 years.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to get a new one but they didn't want, they're like, I've really been eyeballing something. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to call them because there's going to be the difference. Maybe, I don't know. Cause I don't know how much the original warmers were. And customer service was amazing. And they're like, I didn't know. She's like, you know how many of these warmers I threw away? And I was like, are you kidding me? And she's like, I didn't know there was a warranty on them. So
most
I kind of make sure
that now a lifetime warranty on things is like unheard of nowadays. So most people don't think of it. Yeah. I'm going to do a reel about that again when I get off of here because people don't realize that.
Yeah. And it's something that I try, like in my emails that I've been trying to put stuff down at the bottom. And then I did some tips that I shared on Facebook. Just like I can't remember what it was called.
You know what? Okay, hold on. I just had a whole light bulb moment because I was like, okay, you know what? I think, and we could all do this, right? Like, it's not just a me thing. It's a you thing. It's a everybody watching thing, listening thing, whatever. Okay, here's the thing. As consultants, right? We know the best way, like, again, the lifetime warranty. Maybe a lot of customers, they hear it, but they forget it. They don't really realize what it means. The whole thing, Scentsy Club and all of its perks, we don't really know. Not a lot of our customers really understand all the ins and outs. Same thing with personal shopping, all the things, right, that we've just talked about. So what if we were to do like on a reel or a TikTok or whatever of, did you know, I'm not going to gatekeep, like whatever your hook is, right? Like I'm not going to gatekeep as a Scentsy consultant. If you want free shipping, this is what you have to do. And you share a 1-minute reel, TikTok.
Okay, well, TikTok, do not do 1-minute reels. Do not do
sorry.
1
minute and 1 minute or 1 minute, 1 second.
No, the only time. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about TikTok. If you try to do the minute in 1 second, the 61, that's only if you have 10,000 followers. Is it going to matter? Don't do it because I will tell you, everybody will scroll past it. Now, on Facebook and Instagram, you could probably still get away with some of those longer ones. And that's why Instagram decided to extend it to what, 1.5 minutes?
3 minutes now.
Is it 3 minutes now? Okay, it's 3 minutes.
Instagram upped it to 3 minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so they changed that. But TikTok, if you're just starting out, you need to do it real quick and be like, did you know? And have it in text and keep it from 7 to 10 seconds because that way it grabs their attention. You don't have to talk. You can put text on the screen. You can have it come in and come out and be like, you know, did you know that or something? You can, and then your like call to action is like, follow me for more tips.
Yeah.
Something like that.
From a Scentsy consultant, how to save the most money with Scentsy, how to get your Scentsy for free. Like you could literally do 100 of those.
Yes. And you could easily, so you can take the 7 to 10 seconds, you could do, did you know, and just be standing there and you could have a warmer in your hand and just point to it and be like, did you know this has a lifetime warranty? You don't have to say it. You can have the words come up, keep it 7 to 10 seconds. And then you could even move that over to Facebook, re-edit it, and then do the saying instead of doing the text on there. take that same thing. Then you can talk a little bit more. Facebook and Instagram, you can talk longer and people will listen. TikTok,
they will watch more. Yes, right.
Like they want quick. It takes
TikTok
you
is
get
gonna
half a
scroll.
second. You get half a second to get their attention everywhere else. If you're Facebook and Instagram, it's a little bit different because there's not. It's just different. It's just a different mentality. But you can easily break these up and start showing them in different reels. You can even record a really long one and start taking excerpts from each one. And then start doing it and then put the whole thing on a YouTube. Like you can utilize
what a great social media. I mean, again, we're not creating anything. This isn't our, oh, look, we figured out a way. No, this is if you were a consultant and you wanted to know how to save the best money or how to get it for free shipping or how to always get that bar, whatever, right? Like literally chunk it out into pieces on your social media.
Write out a little thing.
As a consumer, that's what I want to know. I want to know if I'm ordering like Lisa with her nails, right? Like she's started ordering her nails. If somebody said, "Hey, did you know if you bought 3 in a month, you would get 1 whole set for free?" I guarantee you Lisa would be like, "Well, then fuck, so I want 4." Done. That's it. Cool. I'm in, right? Like she had no idea because she's not a consultant for that nail company. He doesn't know. We do. So why not share the
tips. Yeah.
You're right. Like this is how you do it.
And so there's ways that you can take, and if you just start listing the things that are like, you could start taking one product or one feature like Scentsy Club and break down, just write everything you know that's good. Go to the website.
Use ChatGPT.
You can use ChatGPT, but you do need to verify things, guys. Please verify the things on the ChatGPT. But you can go to your Scentsy Club on your website and start doing the points. What are the highlights? Pick 5 or pick, if there's so many more, pick 10. And then there's 10 videos. Then you can add them all together and you can put them into a really long thing and put it on YouTube. Like there are so many ways to utilize the DigiKnows or have you you can find hooks. I'm horrible at finding the hooks, but once someone tells me, I'm like, I got it, and I'll do it, and then I'll forget that that's a hook. Like I'm horrible at it. I'm trying to transition a lot of my stuff into where I'm just looking at them and being like, and then have the text on the screen because I talk too slow, or I try to enunciate so they can hear me because captions at the bottom don't know what I'm saying, and they always mix up the words, and I have to go through and edit every single one of them.
But I think this is a really great concept for people who are looking to break out into social media. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. Here's an idea that you already know your customers are going to love, and they may or may not. Maybe they do already know about a lifetime warranty. Maybe they've had a Scentsy warmer for 15 years. Who knows? And they've had to trade it in before. They're like, yeah, I got that. But then the next one they see, because they're starting to follow you now, and then the next one they see is about always get my bar. And they were like, well, how did I not know that that was part of Scentsy? Scentsy Club? Wait a minute. Scentsy Club means I can always get that. Like, again, so it's going to hook those people, and it's really going to help consultants who are looking to build on social media a way to not have to worry about compliance. Is it within compliance or not? You can read your handbook. You can go on your own website and find all of these things.
And your product guide. The training product guide that they give that you have an option to get every single catalog season talks about the products.
It's like, what, $3? It's $3. The wisdom.
Or you can download it from the website for free. You can get the PDF, leave it on your computer, copy and paste the whole thing in a ChatGPT and say, give me the highlights. What should I talk about? What I should do?
Like I download to my GoodNotes on my iPad because, I do the digital planning. And so in GoodNotes, you can download PDFs.
Yeah.
So I have the digital catalog and the product guide up at all times in my GoodNotes. So if I'm emailing, if I'm messaging, if I'm doing follow-ups, whatever, it's simply, I got it. I can screenshot it. I can draw around it and send it as a little picture, right? Like I can take all of the guesswork out of just having those digital copies.
Yeah. So, and there's so many ways that, because you could essentially do that with a catalog. If there are things in the catalog, and maybe, because see, like me, I don't give out catalogs because first they were too heavy to mail. I couldn't get them cheap enough. I tried doing just the stamp on the outside. Didn't work. All of them got sent back because there wasn't enough shipping.
Really?
Yeah.
There was sent back.
because my post office does not do any of that stuff. It used to be if I could send a scent circle. Now they say that it's not paper and they do it has to be a package. So it has to
I have to use a butterfly stamp if I'm ever going to do a scent circle. I don't know what that means. I just
because
always
it's too they say it's too thick, but it's not paper. So the regular stamp is supposed to be for paper only.
Because they go and stamp a machine or something like that. And if it can't,
so if it
machine, it needs something
if
else.
it doesn't scan through and it spits it out or stops it, because that means they have to hand pull it, then it now has to be a butterfly stamp. That just means it's not being ran through a machine. And then that's fine, but it's a little bit more expensive. So again, there's different ways you can utilize so many things off of our workstation, off of your website. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've went on there and copy and pasted exactly what it said from our website for a customer, for a post, for information. I mean, it is all about, I think I heard this earlier this week, or I guess end of last week. And it's like, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And I think we need to supply the information to our customers, but there's going to be a lot of people that are going to come back. It's like, well, I can't do that. I don't have access to this. I can't mail this. I can't do this. Well, you'll find a way. Like there's always a way to work around anything and everything. And it's just kind of like when you're dealing with compliance, if you really have a question, email compliance and just be like, hey, I want to do this.
They will tell you.
I want to do this. This is how I would set it up. Is this wording okay? And then you don't ever have to worry about it, because I know somebody in here uses compliance a lot because we want to make sure we're staying compliance. And they're not the enemy, guys.
No, they're amazing.
Like, they want us to succeed. They're like, this is what we can do legally. So we are not considered a pyramid scam. We are not considered a scammer. Like we have to follow rules and guidelines.
I feel bad because I always tell people it's best to ask yourself. So like, I don't know how many messages compliance gets a day because I tell people to do that. But like, if so-and-so tells you, like, it doesn't matter if I tell you, you can do this. If you do it and compliance contacts you, they don't care that WaxyCat told you can do it. Like, you have
They'll probably be like, who? What?
No, they know. They've got her picture up there. There's little cat ears over everything.
That's what I saw. That's why her picture was up on the wall being like, it's always her fault. No, I'm just kidding.
It is. But it doesn't hurt to just get it yourself in writing. Like, that's what I always do. And that's why I don't use independent consultant on any of my flyers, because you actually don't have to, as long as your page states that you're an independent consultant. And everyone's always like, you need a thing on that. And I'm like, no, I don't. And
I don't.
Message to prove it. No, I don't.
Agreed.
Well, and there's, just utilizing everything that we've talked about. So we have the Bring Back My Bar, putting it in the Scentsy Club. We also have Transition Month coming up next month that also needs to be pushing for Scentsy Club, because that way your customers keep their scents, because
and some of us won't fall in July, people. Okay.
Yes. So yes. There are some scents that you just have to have, no matter if it's
winterberry apple tea. Winterberry apple tea.
I mean, I will have to say there are some pumpkin scents that I like to, every once in a while I'm just like, you know what? I just kind of wanted to feel cozy in here. Yep. And those make me feel cozy. The pumpkin, the spice, the clove, like I love that scent, and I don't want it to just be around the holidays. And sometimes I want it to remind me the holidays are coming up soon. Like it's only like 3 more months or 5 more months. And I mean, we're still in the midst of the cold. So we haven't gotten snow.
11 more months.
Yeah.
It's coming.
I am so excited for spring, and I don't even know how. Like, I don't know more, honestly. I don't. I've been painting all 10 claws, and I'm excited for spring. Like,
I love this. Hold on. Can we just have a hot moment?
Can we see them?
WaxyCat's nails. Can
you put them up here and do this?
I need you to hold them up. Look.
And I do. Yes.
All 10.
And they are freaking amazing, and they stay on.
Look at how long they are too for you.
You definitely have claws now. Like,
yes. And you hear press on nails or whatever, and you think that they're just going to fall off. No, this crap is hard to get off. Like, you don't get them off.
So maybe if you're new to the podcast, WaxyCats, we have talked about how you do not have to be perfection to take pictures. And it doesn't even matter if you don't get your nails done. So all she ever had was a thumb that she held her product, because that's all that was ever shown.
Oh, look, I've got
one thumb. Yes, all it was is just one thumb And that was it.
Like
She would paint it, she would style it, she would do everything. One thumb. Because you don't have to,
sometimes.
Why is the door behind you opening? Why is the door behind you opening?
That's because Nacho just came back inside. I was waiting.
Okay, I'm like, oh my gosh, there is a ghost behind you. Like, go and find it.
He went to the bathroom.
But you don't have to be perfect in this. It's all about utilizing what's available, letting your customers know, letting them pick and decide. And maybe they're going to buy the 30 wax bars no matter what. They don't want to put it in a Scentsy Club. They just want to stockpile, and that's fine. But you've offered to allow them to not have to get all of them at once. You allow them to be able to stagger it so that way they don't have to find a spot to put 30 bars.
They get to choose how they want it, when they want it, and how much they want it for.
Yeah.
And you don't want one of your customers to go to another consultant and say, wow, my consultant never told me that. Because do you know how I get that from new customers or people that maybe their consultant isn't a customer isn't a consultant anymore. It's not like they just didn't like her and swapped or anything, but like, still they're like, oh wow, when did that come out? I've never heard of that. And I'm like, I had a Scentsy Club before I was a consultant 5 years ago. On the 31st of this month, I'll be a 5-year-old wax cat.
Oh my goodness, mine's not coming up until May, but you know what that means at SFR? We walk.
It's our 5 year. Yep.
Y'all get to walk the stage.
So that means we definitely have to hit awards night.
Yep. Every year I try to not go to it, and then we end up going.
He goes every year now.
We've gone every year. We've gone in there because the first year I walked across for director, and Waxy did too. I think I got her to go up. No, the first year, I didn't know her. I didn't know. I knew of her. Right. I didn't know her my first year that I walked across.
No. We didn't, but that first year sucked because remember 2020, we had to walk for sensational level 3. We had to walk for annual mentor, annual sales, new director. It was like,
that was Salt Lake City, right?
That was Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh
so then after that, that was 2021.
8 hours later.
Exactly. Of walking. You don't go back on stage. What?
It was a run. No, it was a run because they're like, if you're on here, once you get off, you need to run backstage again so they can line you back up to send you back across. I think one of them I didn't walk because I had 3 in a row. And I was like, so the middle one, I did not go back for because there was just no way I could physically run all the way back and be out of breath and walk across the stage again. But I did do 2 out of my 3. I do enjoy going and watching and supporting. I have not been fortunate to have someone who's gotten to walk the stage that's on my team yet. So that's definitely going to be something that I'm looking forward to, especially with, my team has dwindled, but I've gotten 2 new teamies in the last 2 months. And I didn't even know them. Guys, honestly, they've said because they've read my bio on my website. And I update my pictures.
Going back to the bio. I love it. Yes.
So that's something to think about is that you can reach people from your website without you having to do anything.
When was the last time you edited your bio?
When was the last time you updated your picture? So
I will tell you, I just
look at Waxy. She's like, look at her.
I just redid my bio last week, and I will tell you because I was like, oh, I should probably look through this because I changed it because during the holidays I put like a little Santa hat on my picture or whatever, and I was like, oh, I got to update that. It's not Santa anymore. So I'm doing that, and I'm like, oh, let me just check out the bio real quick. And I'm looking, and it tells the ages of my children, and it says my oldest is 25. Okay, she's 27.
So it's been 2 years.
So guess who had to update her bio?
Yeah.
Lucas still has hair and he's a little kid in that picture.
I think almost that when we start talking about transition and everything, every time we do, I think we need to remind everybody to update their bio. You don't have to do it every month. You don't have to do it every 6 months, but I would at least say minimum once a year. Or making sure the information is relative. Like it is, if it's still current, if it's still up to date, maybe just updating your picture. Because guys, no matter what, we get older, we change our hairstyles.
TikTok verified my age by my photograph today, so that hurt. Yeah, they're like, "Do you want to use your ID or do you want to take a picture?" And
please do not use my ID picture. I would take one.
I just didn't want to give TikTok my ID, so I was like, I'll do a picture. Hopefully it'll decline me. No, she's like, age verified. I'm like,
well, you definitely look like you're over the age of 13.
Exactly. So that's what
I mean,
told
that's all they're verifying is that you're over the age of 13.
Okay,
You're
all
not,
right.
you're not a child. I mean, so, but again, it's just utilizing the different things that we have access to that we can change. That's for free. The website's not for free, but updating it, changing it, you can change it every day. You can change all the time. You have all the information that's on your workstation. You have all the information on your website
And
that
you
you can
don't
utilize.
also, I will say too, when we're talking, because I want to throw this 2 cents in, because I, for one, was one of those consultants, because I've been a consultant for a hot minute, that in the beginning years, again, when I was playing the comparison game, I thought I had to have all these accolades. Like I had earned all these trips and I had done this and I had done that and I'd gone to boot camp and I'd gone blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I don't have anything to put in my bio. I haven't done anything in my Scentsy career at that point, right? Like I was like, well, then there's nothing for me to talk about. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. I need to change and say, who am I? It
Yeah.
has nothing to do with what I've earned, what I
It
haven't
doesn't
earned,
matter.
what
It doesn't
earned.
matter if you've gone on 19 trips. It doesn't matter if you've gone on, if you've gotten all these awards, because at the end of the day, it's all about why did you start your business? Why are you even here? You're going to connect better with someone not listing your 15 awards, not listing these trips that they made it on, because people want to know that they're real. And it's like, I've been doing this business for X amount of years. So it'll be 5 years today for this and this year for me. And it would be easy for me to update that I'm a full-time student. I'm working on my associates. I'm still working my Scentsy business. It's kind of like you can put in what you're doing, who you are. And I got into this business because I lost my job. And I really love the fact that Scentsy always told me, good job. Anytime that I hit something,
that's
it's
what your
good job.
customers want to know. They want to know you. Now, there's
Yeah.
2 spots on your website that you can update:
Mhm.
the joy and the part where the customers read. So
Good
if you want
part.
to list like your
Good point.
accomplishments for possible recruits or whatever that might want to, like, is this a leader who knows what they're doing? Is this an involved leader? Blah, blah, blah. You could list that there. But like Cass is saying, like the customer wants to know, oh, you're a student. Okay, well, maybe I'm going to school for that too. And so that's a connection to you. Oh, you like cats, maybe I like cats too. Like, it's just like, that's where you want to just connect on a personal level, not boast about your accomplishments. Like, they really could care less.
It's kind of, even with Jacqui, like she's working a full-time job and she also has grandbabies that are moving in close to her. So, she's a grandma and she's got a lot of stuff going on. And it's nice to be able to read some of these to say, hey, this is who I am. Scentsy isn't like, I always associate, like when I ask my friends, are always just like, oh, you're the Scentsy lady. And I get that. But at the same time, it's like when I went to TikTok, I don't talk about Scentsy on TikTok. I talk about me because I needed to find my identity again. When your children leave home, the last one, it's a little heartbreaking because you're no longer the parent. Or you're no longer like, but I mean, it's one of those things that it really
Waxy is always going to support her son. Don't worry. He will be well taken care of.
Wow, like ever. Like, you can just he's like, I don't even want to stay in this country.
Mom, send me $20. And she's like, okay.
Yeah. It's different whenever your children start to get the independence. And so and I do need to update it again because I think it has been about 6 months since I updated mine, but I'm now an empty nester. So my time is spent doing other things because I no longer have to worry about someone getting up in the morning and getting their schoolwork done. I mean, she stopped by tonight just to help me because I have a cat and this is the first time that I was going to clip her nails and I wanted to make sure I did it right because I've never had a cat before. And so I didn't want to hurt her. And my daughter's like, just do it. And I was like, no, I need to know where. So I just had her hold her. And then that way I was on the other end being like, this is where it needs to be. I'm like, okay. She's like, yeah, you were fine. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to hurt her.
I've never clipped cat's nails.
I haven't either. I couldn't dare. Marley would like claw my face off before.
We make it a very soothing thing, but we have to because the problem is that they start curling down, and I have the scratching post. I have all the things that are for the cats to keep them like active, but we're also on tile floor. My cats do not go outside. So I have to clip them just so she's running my Scentsy blanket. because she put her claws in there and she's doing her biscuits, but the thing is that they're catching and she's pulling out, so then she's pulling strings out, and I was like, that's my blanket. So I fixed that. I fixed it.
Yeah.
Because it's my blanket. I earned that one fair and square. So, but earlier when I was saying, I had a post that I put, it was the 5 tips for your warmers. And so I had done them as a carousel on Instagram. And I put it as also put them as a story, but it was just like, it was the going back to the basics of like, what do you do with your warmer? Like the right amount of wax. Well, it says it on the dish. You know, it's basic stuff that we know all the time. Blending the scents, that you can put different scents and you can mix them up to make your own scents. Cleaning out the wax before you put in new wax, because some people don't know that. I didn't know that before I started, because I used to be one of those that I would put 1 bar of wax in, and then or 1 brick or 1 cube, and then I put another cube in because that scent started to go away, and I just start mixing them and had all the colors, and I like claw them out and put, then I, when it got too full, I didn't know, and it wasn't melting on top because I had like 9 bars of my 9 little cubes. Didn't know. No one ever told me. And then it's like the intensity. If it's too strong, put less in. If you want it stronger, go to the max. Like, you can add more. You do not have to put the 4 cubes in there. If it says 4 cubes, maybe it's too strong for you. Maybe you're just not sure about a scent. You can even cut them in half. Cut them into quarters just to get a little scent to be like, do I like this one? Do I not? Maybe I need to add a little bit more. Because I get that a lot with customers that are like, it's just too strong.
Yeah.
You can put less. Oh, I thought you said I'd put 4. No, I said you can put up to 4. Doesn't mean you have to put 4.
I do not understand that too strong thing. I don't. I have quite a few customers who are like, no, that one's too strong for me. And I'm like, I got 3 bars going in here. What are you talking about?
Well, and then the last one is like
the same way. I'm like, it's strong. It's not strong enough. I
Right.
don't understand.
well, and like the last one I have is just learning the location. Because if you put it in one corner of a room, you may not, if you only put 1 cube, you may not smell it on the other end. So maybe it needs to go towards the middle of the room or towards another wall that maybe it has, maybe the flow's going by there. I have it in my living room, but you walk through the living room and the bar. So the bar's here, the living room's here, and then I have warmers here. Well, I put it on the bar in here because it's in the middle and then it can go out. I'm not trying to get it from the walls to come in. So,
oh, that's a good point.
And if it's underneath a fan, it will harden and not melt. So sometimes you got to move it to a little bit different location so that way it fully melts and you get the full scent. So like the basics, the tips, the small stuff that you can tell your customers about the warmers, about the
best performing warmers, like how the white ceramic 25 watt are going to throw the best scent. The other ones are gorgeous. But if you're wanting to stick that in a corner and smell it throughout the whole room, you're going to want the etched core, or you're going to want the alabaster, like all those little things that we know, but they don't I had a customer once that was using a mini warmer, like for her one warmer. And I don't know how she continued to buy because I'm like, you're smelling that everywhere. But
well, she may be replacing wax like you do every day.
But she was like, oh, I can have more than 1 warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 19 in here. But
I'm down. I'm only Christmas time is different, but now that I've moved all my Christmas stuff out, I'm down to 7 warmers in that living room. So one of them does get 2 cubes because I have a lot. I know for you. I know. You feel like oh, look, Jacqui's gonna start counting. I'm sorry, but my husband's like, it starts to feel like an inferno in here because they are.
I have 9 warmers in my living room, a diffuser, and an air purifier with pods in it. That's in my living room. That's not even counting the kitchen and the dining room. I got 3 warmers in the dining room and the Scentsy air is in here. Okay.
Yeah, in here I have 19 warmers, 2 diffusers, a wall fan diffuser, and an air purifier right here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you guys got me beat.
We have issues.
This is my Scentsy haven, though. Like,
yes.
For decoration also. Like, it doesn't mean I put wax in all of them. I mean, I usually do. But it's not like I have to. Like, some of them are element warmers. You can't tell if they're on or not.
Yes, I do. We do have a couple in there that I don't put wax into because they're like, my husband's already moved his Dallas Cowboys warmer off. We already have the Rangers warmer out because we're ready for baseball because
Why are the Cowboys not doing great this season? I can't even say with a straight face. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
KFC what? Like what?
AFC champions over here. Don't worry about us.
Well, yeah, I saw it the other day, or maybe today. Someone had posted they always say KFC, and I was like, well, I do too, but it's not fried. That's the F. But you know, it's whatever you want to put there. That's just how. Let's just not talk about those. I mean, I don't know how much they're paying out, but you know, let's just see what kind of referees they have.
Don't worry, it's fine living over here in the KC Mo.
So anyway, but yeah, as we wrap this up, just know that there's so many different aspects of your business that you can share with your customers. You can keep them educated. There's different forms. Don't think that you always have to mail them something. I mean, everybody likes to get mail that's not a bill. Trust me. But there's other ways you can utilize it, especially if you're at that point where you're trying to penny pinch and you're just trying to make sure that you're getting by. And utilize all the features we have. Like Scentsy Club, you can tell them about Scentsy Club. You can tell them what can go into Scentsy Club. And it can be non-wax items. They just need to know when we change over, if it's a scent that's going away, they're not going to continue to keep it.
And for the people who think that January and February are slower months because it's after the holidays, and yes, maybe that is true. However, we have Bring Back My Bar that is ending in a few days. And next month is the end of our last catalog. So utilize your club, utilize those tips, utilize those ways for people to get the things that they want now before they go away.
And we had a flash sale this month, so it did not need to be slow. Did you see like my team, Jacqui, with the flash sale? They went crazy. Like it doesn't have to be slow. Yeah. It might be slow when you're first starting out in building, and that's okay. Like there's nothing wrong if it is.
But get creative.
It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to stay that way.
So as we close out tonight, guys, I am Cassie Bollinger.
I am Jacqui Duran.
Lisa WaxyCats.
Just know that you can run your business any way that you need to, and have fun with it. Guys, if you're not having fun, what's the point, right? So if you haven't heard today, we love you. You are strong, you are worthy, you are important, and you can work this business, find what works well for you, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.